Thank you very much for joining me. How you been? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Back. Steve Renazizi. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Fucking lit. I'm the guy. Steve Renazizi. Lit. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Fucking lit. I'm the guy. Steve Renazizi. What's the odds? What's the odds? What's the odds? What's the odds? What's the odds?
Hey, it's What's the Odds? Steve Renazizi. Big show for you. We got a lot to get to. It's December 7th, 2022. Lucas, Breton, me, we're all together. We're doing it on a Wednesday morning, my time. Well, if afternoon, morning-ish for these guys. But Christmas has come early. Thank God for the New York Yankees. Thank God. We have signed Aaron Judge. I'll pay for a little bit of it, but not the $360 million. 9 years, $360 million. But I'm not a mathematician, but I think that's 40 a year. Am I right?
Yes, that's 40 a year.
40 a year. And essentially, we got the guy that, if it didn't go our way, listen, it's been a crazy 24 hours. Up until last night, I thought for sure he was going to the Giants. First on Sunday, or was it Sunday or Monday, he was at the fucking 49er game, right? Or that was Sunday they played, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sunday, he's at the 49er game. I'm going, disastrous. He's home. He's getting comfortable. I go, if he was with his boys, that'd be different. If he's with his boys, then it's like, hey, me and my boys hanging out. They don't care where I go. They just want to we just want to have a good time. He's with his wife. That set off alarms to me. This is nice, honey. Doesn't this feel great? This feels real comfortable. You're from here. I'm from here. This feels like home. We could do this all the time. Look at the reception we're getting. That made me nervous. Then on Monday, he's off in Tampa with TB12. They probably exchanged some sort of red blood cells. So, Tom Brady needed some red blood, gigantic Aaron Judge red blood cells, or some sort of, illegal German treatment that we don't do in America, but they did that before the game. And then, and it kicked into the fourth quarter, obviously, for Tom Brady, or actually not even the fourth quarter. They're like the last 4 minutes of the fourth quarter. But then I'm like, all right, so now I don't know what's going on. Is he just on what's happening here? Like, why is he at so many different sporting events? Then I hear he's flying to San Diego to go, face to face with these guys for the last meetings before he decides. Then last night you hear fucking John Heyman busted open, Judge likely to the Giants, sources say. And then to quickly fucking 5 minutes later turn around, whoops, pulled the trigger too soon. And then it gets out 9 years, $360 million. The Yankees offered him 8 years, $300 million. So now what do you do now? What are we going to do? So eventually, I think Hal Steinbrenner just had to pull the move. He had to pull his fucking Pop's old move. That's it, dude. Open up the fucking truck, start shoveling it out, and that's it. And it's not just a commitment to pay him that much money, every year, but it's you're talking about at least out of those 9 years, you're going to have to spend at least three of them, and if you want to win, in the luxury tax area. So you're going to be paying that if you want to put a team around them. So, but they had to do it. This guy did. I mean, I thought the Joe Flacco move was unbelievable. I thought the Joe Flacco move, when he said, I don't want, I'm with the Ravens. I think it was his rookie contract. It may have been his fourth year or fifth year of his rookie contract. And it was like, I'm going to test the free market. And then he leads them to the Super Bowl, the Harbaugh Bowl. And then just collects on, at that time, I think had to be the largest contract in the history of the NFL. He was like one of the first quarterbacks to go, shit, did they say $100 million or something? I think he got like $100 million. So,
yes,
not since him going, I'll play this year, bet on myself. And then, I don't think anybody was going to get Joe Flacco $100 million. I don't think they were going to. And so he made a lot of money betting on himself. I don't think he made as much as Aaron Judge made. Aaron Judge made about $150 million betting on himself this year. And that's a pretty ridiculous situation. But I mean, it wasn't even like he hit 40 home runs. If he hit 40 home runs, you'd be talking about like, now you got a war going on. Like, this guy's really good, but he broke the fucking record of the American League record. So it's like, how do you not, and wins the MVP almost unanimously. But it's, and he wants to be a Yankee for life. I think that's the thing. I think his agents just went, look, dude, here's San Francisco's offer. Do you want to be a Yankee? I mean, do you want to match it, or do you? That's And Hal Steinbrenner just said, yeah, we got to match it. I was almost a little like, oh, okay, like because I heard the day before Trey Turner, he signs with the Phillies for a lot of money. I think he got $300 million too, or something like that. 11 years, something like that. But then you find out, oh shit, the Padres put a big push forward to try to get him, and he turned down $42 million to play for the Phillies. East Coast ties, this and that. But I'm like, well, he turned down more money to go play for. I'm like, this situation, his hometown, Aaron Judge's hometown, is offering him significantly more money and another year. We're gonna lose. So I'm happy that he did what he did. Look, this is the way it's going to break down. It's going to be 3 or 4 years of excellent more. Let's get 62 home run years. Then it's going to be 2 years or 3 years of like, okay, he's pretty good. He could still hit pretty well and he can field decently. And then the last 3 years are probably going to be like shit. Someone wheel Aaron out to right field. And where are we hiding him in the lineup? That's probably what it's going to be. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he ages like, Dave Winfield and does pretty well all the way through. Yankees signed Dave Winfield to a 10-year contract for $20 million, $2 million a year, which was the record at that point. And he lasted pretty long. Also,
Maybe
the other thing that happened. Oh, sorry.
I was just saying, maybe he's like Barry Bonds and he actually gets better going towards 40.
Well, that's the other thing I was going to say. Then they posted the thing on this day yesterday. Barry Bonds signed, he won the MVP the previous year, lost in the ALC or the championship series, and then signed with his hometown team, San Francisco. 30 years later, I'm like, oh, this is going to happen, dude. This is going to fucking happen. I'm going to have to get a fucking, I don't know, Oswaldo Cabrera jersey. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm happy it's not done. Now that we fucking opened it up, now you got to go, dude. Now you got to go get some more pitching. You got to go get Rodon and break the fucking back of the Giants. You got to go get someone. You got to get more people. But I like. Hopefully LeMahieu gets healthy, can rebound. If anyone's going to rebound, I believe it's him. If they can unload Donaldson and Hicks, my God, that would be a Christmas fucking miracle. Does anyone want 2 over-the-hill players for $60 million? Anyone? That's the other thing. And if they do get rid of them, they're going to have to eat a lot. Out of that $60 million they owe those 2 guys, probably, they're going to have to eat 60-80% of it, So it's a fucking tough pill to swallow, but it's time to go you got to do something. And it's not like they blow out the bank this year. Judge made $20 million last year, so you're only paying him $20 million more. A lot of the payroll came off this year. Tyone left; he went to the Cubs, so you have some money and some ways to play around, but it's going to take a decent amount, I think, to get some quality people in there, and that's what they need to do. It's enough. It's been 13 years since being in the fucking World Series. It's too long. It's too fucking long. So the Phillies made it back before we did. The goddamn Phillies. So it's enough, dude. But yeah, I'm happy because when I went to bed last night, I was like, I'm gonna wake up to fucking terrible news. And of course I have to open it. And all day this weekend, I keep opening up the link that my San Francisco and my LA friends send me. and it's always fucking homeboy with the big black cock. It's always. Judge signs record contract with the Giants. I open it up, and it's fucking Mr. 2020. R.I.P. It's every time, and you can't not open it, but it's never the right thing. But that's why I was happy I was around to officially see it myself. So, yeah, I am happy as far as Aaron Judge is concerned. And I'm cautiously optimistic about the Yankees next year, and I can't wait for baseball to get back. It's nice to have winter meetings and this shit again. You know, it's like the first 2 years ago we had COVID, or we really didn't have COVID, but like, you know, no one really knew what was going on. And then last year the strike, so they didn't have the winter meetings. It's nice to have the fucking, you know, DeGrom going to the Rangers to go for whatever reason. They're going to try to do something out there. Verlander and Scherzer. If you ask Verlander and Scherzer 15 years ago, what they must have been on the Tigers rotation together. Was it gotta be 15 years ago? Hey, in 15 years from now, we're gonna be making each one of us more money than the total payroll of several baseball teams, franchises. Each one of us, not collective, each one of us. They would have been laughing at each other. And now it's happening. The Mets are paying two guys over the age of 36 years old $86 million next year. And then they're going to pay him $86 million next year, the year after too, regardless. Which is, you know, look, and you know, Verlander won the fucking Cy Young, so it doesn't look like he's getting any worse. And I think it's probably easier to go to the National League than it is the American League. Although, is the National League taking up the DH next year? Is this the year we switch? This might be the year, dude. I know the bases get bigger. I know that you got to watch on the shifts, like the rules. I know there's a couple, but I didn't know if this was the year of DH.
Yeah, this is the year.
Mm-hmm. So I take that back. It's going to be just as hard to hit. You know, I don't think the leagues will have. You don't have to have that. Oh, American League pitchers have a little tougher time. So yeah, so that was was a pleasant fucking kickoff to the day, coming off of a weekend of, you know, look, marginally, I don't know how you feel about ties. I don't know how you. I mean, this was the ultimate tie, and it wasn't like a tie of like, wow, man, Kansas City and Buffalo fucking slugfest to the very end, knocking each other down, getting back up, knocking each other down. It was like, I don't really want to, like, two guys pushing each other. Like, I don't really want to fight you. Like, leave. Oh, I think I won and I'm going to run away. Up, I caught you. You know, it's like the Giants should have won that game. The Commanders have to feel happy that they didn't lose the game. The Giants probably feel like they should have. They got to feel like they should have won the game. They have to feel like they were up. Well, they were down 10-0, so the first quarter was like a disaster, and then they go up. They're up to 20-13. You got to lock that fucking thing down. 20-13. We're at the 40-yard line. We just got the ball back. There's like 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes left, and they can't get a first down. They can't get into field goal range to make it, like a touchdown game. Feliciano gets a fucking hold. What are those personal fouls for flexing on the sideline? I knew right away. I was like, that's it. That's gonna cost us. Go back fucking 15 yards. Give the ball back to him. Heineke walks down the fucking field and scores a touchdown. Now you got to like just, you know, and then the overtime was just, look, I think we should have lost in the overtime a couple times. I thought we were going to lose several times in the overtime. In the overtime, I was happy we were tied. But, you know, it's like that the only really thing that fucks is the Seahawks, who had to like spin on their heads to win that game against who'd they play? They played the Rams, I think.
Mm-hmm.
They should have lost that game. And if they lost that game, it would have been over for them. Because then, I mean, with the tie, you would have been essentially 1.5 games behind the Commanders and the Giants. And how do you that? So it's essentially 2 games. You can't make up a half a game. So you really would have fucked them in the tiebreaker. But overall, I'm like, I'm glad we didn't lose. Daniel Jones had one time where I was like, tuck that ball, dude. That's got to be tucked. And quite honestly, the only question I'm left with now, with this left of the season, is my oldest son Jackson wants a Giants football jersey, and I don't know who to get him. Who do I get him? Which player do I get him? This is a
Lawrence Taylor.
$140 investment. I don't want to do it.
Get him Bellinger.
He had his eyeball ripped out, dude. He may never fucking play football again, they said, possibly.
No, he's playing.
Yeah.
It's good to go.
He's back?
But I just got breaking news. Von Miller, they just did an exploratory surgery, and he did tear his ACL. He's done.
Oh, man. That sucks, guys.
Yeah.
That's... Because I remember they said that it might not be that bad.
Yeah, they thought he could return maybe even before the postseason, but he's done till next year. So he'll just have to coach up the young guys.
Well, I mean,
next man up, Steve. Let's go.
There's no time. There's no one else to go out and get. There's no one,
They yesterday they signed some guy on the practice squad.
Can Baker Mayfield rush the passer?
It's interesting what's going on in LA. I'm hearing talks that Stafford's going to retire. They made the move for Baker, and McVay probably won't stick around to coach next season. He'll go to like broadcasting for a year and then find another job with a team that has a better salary cap situation and draft picks.
Wait a minute. Time out. So I don't know where you're hearing this from.
The internet, Steve.
Let's break down the internet. This doesn't make any sense to me. You're telling
Sean
me
McVay has said that when he loses his core group of guys, which is Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Matthew
where's Aaron
Stafford,
Donald going?
He's probably going to retire.
Good question.
He was going to retire after the Super Bowl. I mean, he won his ring. Ramsey got his ring. They're all probably going to retire or go somewhere else for a little bit more money for 1 or 2 more years. But
yeah, I mean,
McVay,
it's like to go sit out for a year. It's like,
but he wouldn't be sitting out. He'd go and be a broadcaster. So he'd still be in your face every Sunday. And somebody with a lot of.
Who's going to hire him? Because now it's like, now you're going to come in and fuck up. You're going to give away all my first round draft picks, shoot for the moon again. And if you don't make it, you're going to leave me in 5-6 years as what?
Maybe Vegas will. Maybe Carolina will. Maybe Houston will. Houston's going to have a lot of picks.
I just don't like the whole, I got to leave because I don't like the situation. You created the situation. He created this situation.
And now he gets to go.
He asked for everything. You want Odell? We got to get this. You want this? You want that? You want this guy? You want Von Miller? Let's go get here. We got to do. And they gave him everything he wanted. And granted, they won the Super Bowl. But now you have to live with the bed that you've made. And if you
he doesn't. You
don't have to. But it shows me like this is not like a system.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm an owner and I want to find my Bill Belichick, my Mike Tomlin, my, I don't really, those are the only 2 guys, but guys that we are the fucking Patriots. This is how we play. We are the Steelers. This is how we play. Not like we're going to roll the dice for 6 years with this kid, but it guaranteed whether we win a Super Bowl, maybe 2 in 6 years, it's going to be a fucking disaster. And we're going to have to start all over again. Who wants to do that every fucking 6 years?
Well, it depends on how much more money you make when you win a Super Bowl versus when you don't.
I don't know, dude. I mean, look, if that's all it is, then I mean, really, I guess if I'm a franchise like the Jaguars or someone who hasn't won before or trying to build some sort of identity, I might try to make a move on it. But if I'm trying to if I'm the Bears or the fucking, I'm not handing I want someone who doesn't want. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but who doesn't want a Patriots or a Steelers situation where you've got a great coach who everybody believes in, isn't going anywhere, and is always going to make the right decision? Who doesn't want that?
But I think that's what the owners try to hire every time. They really believe okay, this is my guy, and that's what it's going to be. It's just as we've seen through the course of this season, and it seems every season, the coaching is getting worse and worse, and the nepotism's
Well, I
so
just hope
bad.
there weren't discussions like, "Hey, man, I'm going to give you, whatever the owner of the Rams, who Stan Kroenke. By the way, I don't give a fuck about Stan Kroenke. He fucked the whole goddamn city of St. Louis. So if he's getting, I'm not worried. I'm not saying like I'm worried for the fucking Rams or Kroenke. I'm just saying like as a culture. But if I'm Stan, every time he comes to me and says like, "Hey, we got to do this," and they're like, "Well, it's going to cost we're not going to have much later on." All right, I would have been like, and by the way, so I don't want you. You're not just going to up and leave when this thing turns to shit in a couple of years if it does, with no salary cap and no draft picks. How am I gonna run a team? It doesn't. I don't know. It wouldn't sit well with me. I mean, then again, I've had a franchise that hired two. At least they tried to find a guy and they fucking swung and missed 3 times in a row. We might have done that now, dude. We might. Who knows? Dable's young.
Yeah, and the team has been regressing the last few weeks. So maybe there was that initial excitement that he was there and he put in a good system, but then a lot of injuries, and the Giants have not been as good as they were at the start of the year. Saquon Barkley does not look like Saquon Barkley from week 2. He looks more like, I just tore my ACL and this is my first week back. I mean, he's still falling in the end zone, but he's not doing great, Steve.
He might be a little tired, dude. I'm envious of these teams that have these last this week off, and this is when you'd really like a week off right now.
But
give me a week in December off to get ready for the playoffs.
Barkley's the only running back in football that has an over 80% snap share. Everyone else is, significantly less, other than maybe Derrick Henry. So I definitely
they're using him a lot. But also the last couple of weeks,
tired.
the entire offensive line's been pretty shitty and kind of not healthy. Evan Neal hasn't been healthy. So guys getting healthier will help him out. I'm not worried about Barkley as far as effort, production, or any of that stuff. The problem is that they've no one to throw the ball to, and it's really evident now, and people are they're locking in on Barkley. That's how they're putting 8 in the box. It doesn't matter. So, but my point, I'm thinking Dable is running. So I understand that they've kind of regressed, but they won every game that I felt like they on paper should have won, and they won some that they probably should not have won. They were competitive in almost every game. So like these are fucking gigantic leap forwards, dude. This is what you see in generational fucking coaches, the Tomlins, the Belichicks. Okay. Even when you think it's all shitty, Mike Tomlin still could possibly end up 500 this year, which is goddamn ridiculous. Bill Belichick who knows what could happen there. So it's like, it's not a situation where, because that there's a system around, they're building something, a culture that is a winning culture. That's all if I'm owning a team, that's what I want. I want a fucking people around me who want to be here for a long period of time and win and constantly put a productive, competitive product on the fucking field, dude. Not these let's give it a fucking shot in the dark for 6 years. Let's build a fucking Yankees, Dodgers, Patriots,
Well, I also think when you ask what's like as an owner, of course, I think you make a lot more money perennially contending, because
I think so.
I don't think anybody really goes to a lot of Rams games this year, even a year after winning the Super Bowl.
The Rams are a home game for whoever flies in, typically.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty split. I mean, same with the Chargers. They don't have a huge loyal fan base that is willing to shell out $300 a ticket and $100 for parking and $20 for a beer and a hot dog to go see what they have on the field right now.
I told you, me, Taylor, and O'Neill went. We didn't even go in the game. We walked around the fucking stadium and listened to it and looked through the windows.
Yeah.
And it was perfectly fine. The parking lot guys, those are the guys that are making the real cash. Now, if the Rams own the parking lots, they're making true money. But look, everybody's making money. Everyone's doing fine. No fucking NFL franchise owner is like, God damn. There's no Oakland A's of the fucking,
The
They're
Raiders,
making
to
one
some
guy
extent,
great-
the Raiders can't move on from their coach because they can't afford his contract, Gruden's contract, and the new contract of whoever they bring in. So they're struggling a little bit.
Yeah, but that's like, yeah, I mean, I guess out of all the teams, they don't have fuck you money.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have like I can make mistakes and still pay for it money, you know. But you know, look, it's the, you know, what the product you put on the field year in and year out. If you know, well, we won a Super Bowl, they're gonna, like, this is the Florida Marlins, they're gonna do a fucking fire sale. Like, look at that fan base. And Miami's not much different than fucking LA. No one gives a fuck. People just want to go outside.
Yeah.
So you want to build a, you know, I mean, we got friends that I have a couple friends. I have one friend, Kareem Matthews. That's a true fucking Rams fan. Eleanor is a true Rams fan too. But like, you know, it's like there aren't many. Everyone else that I know goes to games from when their team that they grew up in, the city they're in, is playing the fucking Rams. So Miami, these places that build up these things and then just, you know, burn them to the ground. I don't feel like it works. It's not a good way to go about it.
Well, I'd sent you on a rant, and again, they are just internet rumors, but Stafford, when you start hearing like spine injury, it's like, what does this guy have left to play for? Dude,
I thought he was over the hill when
Super Bowl.
Yeah, I
and
thought
he
he was
got
done.
it. He's made his money. Like, just move on before you really hurt yourself. Unless the Rams somehow miraculously figure out their offensive line in the offseason, I would be shocked if Stafford came back knowing that he's still going to take all those hits. And if he
Well, it
goes,
depends. Is he owed money?
Going to want to? I don't know what the terms of his contract are, but
because sometimes $30 million, $35 million makes you go, well, I'll suit up one more year, you know.
Yeah, but when you're talking about your health, he's made enough money.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he's got to have.
He's got kids. He's got a wife that
Yeah.
probably, she seems like, come on, man, let's pack it in.
Well, then you know what? McVay should fucking start to realize the writing's on the wall and start to make moves in that direction to help out the salary. Maybe they're sellers. Why aren't they selling pieces off at the trading deadline? You know, where
Yeah.
they can't swallow their pride and sell off. You know, you're 3
Well,
and 8.
they got Baker, so we'll see.
I mean,
And they're the only team that put in a waiver claim to Baker. I don't know if you all saw that.
Oh, San Francisco didn't?
No, they didn't even put in a claim.
no.
Interesting.
Why would they? I like Purdy.
Purdy.
Yeah, Purdy.
I like that guy.
There's still, I think San Francisco's going to go and find somebody off the street because, you know, Purdy, he'll be fine. He's got a lot of talent around him, but they really went all in San Francisco to win this year. And they need somebody that's going to be like a leader, somebody that's been there and has experience. They're not going to win the Super Bowl with this guy.
How do you know, dude?
They could get to the playoffs because it's just how the NFL works. You need somebody. Go get Phillip Rivers.
I don't know.
Phillip Rivers.
I'm hearing Phillip Rivers. I'm hearing.
Are you out of your
Drew Brees.
fucking mind?
I'm hearing a
Phillip
lot
Rivers,
of
dude.
one of the Manning brothers.
Oh God.
I really hope you're making a joke about Phillip Rivers. You didn't actually hear Phillip Rivers, did you? Because I mean, that guy, even
Hey, man,
he was
the deep
statue.
internet. The deep internet loves Phillip Rivers.
Give me a break, man. You might as well get a fucking one of those old statues that they're tearing down of like Robert E. Lee and throw it in the backfield and hike the ball to that fucking thing, dude. I mean, Phillip Rivers, I much respect. Guy is a fucking unbelievable player, but it's like, you know, give me a break, dude.
Yeah, I think Purdy will do fine.
Me too. He looked decent without any fucking. How many snaps do you think Purdy took this week? Before
Zero
this game,
with first team rep.
Yeah.
Zero first team. But it really.
Keep him in there.
Oh, although you know what, I don't know if you saw it. Came out yesterday that they reevaluated Garoppolo and he doesn't need foot surgery, so he could come back. So if Purdy gets him to the playoffs, then maybe Garoppolo can take it back.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
So,
and both of those guys, all you have to do in that offense, I mean, they got the situation. They have 3 weapons that you just have to figure out which one, like fucking Madden, Y, X, or B. Which one am I throwing the ball to?
Yeah.
Right? Don't give the other team the ball under any circumstances, and then let that defense, which is now, I think, I mean, would they hold Miami to?
It's the best in football. They held Miami to 10 points.
Ridiculous. So it's you don't have to worry about you
And
don't you do not have to put up a dirty spot.
Where's the dude that's trolling us a few weeks ago on the Instagram account asking if we're ready to admit that we were wrong about Tua? Where's that guy?
Some of those throws were not very good, were they?
No, they're not. And I'm telling you, I've been saying it for weeks. He's overthrowing Hill. He's putting him in bad situations where he's taking hits, and he's going to have his number one receiver, the guy that's making him look really good. He's going to have him out for the postseason because the guy's going to take a hit in the wrong way, and it's going to knock him out. And he's not a good quarterback. He's a quarterback whose skill set fits that system, and they've done a great job building pieces around him to make him less shitty. But at the end of the day, if you're Miami, wouldn't you rather have Justin Herbert? Because you had that opportunity. If that team had Justin
Did you watch
Herbert,
that game? I watched that game because how the fuck did they're the ones that let us down.
Yeah.
The Giants tying was a push. Me calling the fucking the Chiefs over the Bengals, thank you very much.
The Bengals over the Chiefs, other way.
The Bengals over the Chiefs, I meant to say. Which I told you was going to happen. And then, but the Chargers, I was like, how are they not beating these fucking Raiders right now?
Yeah.
And so but did some of the throws that he makes, Justin Herbert, I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. That kid has got, Josh Allen's strength of an arm, but without the mobility. But even on the run, when he's not mobile, but when he does move outside, he's still very accurate and can fucking sling it.
Yeah.
How great would it be if they don't make the playoffs again? They fire fucking who's out there? Gates, their head coach, right? Mm-hmm. And then they go out and hire Sean Payton. And Sean Payton turns him into fucking Drew Brees Part 2. And it becomes an all-out shit show in Los Angeles.
That's what Peyton's
while the Rams are
for.
Fucking rebuilding.
That's what Peyton's waiting for, and Kevin James can't wait to make a sequel to his movie.
So
Peyton was on Brady's podcast on Monday. I don't know if they pre-recorded because Brady had a game Monday night, but he said that he's going to make a return to coaching sooner than later, he said. And that
Sean Payton. Okay.
Yeah, and that he'd like to team up with Brady. And he said, right after saying that he doesn't want to get another team in trouble, though, like he did the Dolphins. So the internet was speculating like teams that just need a coach and quarterback. There's really only one or two. But if they were to team up next year and go to a team, because Brady could leave the Bucs, Peyton will come back to coaching.
Brady's going to leave the Bucs.
Yeah, so if they went to the Colts or if they went to the Saints, they would make those teams, I would think, instant contenders.
Brady and Sean Payton to the Colts. But what's Jeff Saturday going to do? Which job is more enviable, I think? I don't know. Probably New Orleans, right?
I think the Colts.
Can he go back to New Orleans? I don't know if there's bad blood there.
He could go back to New Orleans, but yeah, the Colts are set up to win now. They just are missing a quarterback and a coach.
Yeah, but you got Alvin Kamara. You got
Alvin Kamara may be suspended next year.
For what?
The Vegas incident after the Pro Bowl. So that court date kept getting pushed, so he could end up missing half the season next year or more, depending on how much they punish him.
Well, that's fun, right? When you have to make your own life decisions based on someone else's fucking litigation situation.
Yeah, so they might be out Kamara for the year or half the year, and that leaves them with Ingram, who blew that game on Monday. 100% his fault that they lost. And he's, in his 30s. So I think the Colts are a much more promising situation, but we'll see. Brady might just retire. I don't think Brady's going to retire now, but Brady might also retire, especially if he takes a few more hits with no offensive line now that Worth is out.
Talking about betting on yourself going the wrong way. Tom Brady bet on himself. He's going to probably lose his credibility as a football player, his marriage, and family.
Not as bad as Russell.
It doesn't
Wilson.
always go the Aaron Judge way, guys.
Yeah.
This tale has another way. Look, again, no one's crying, oh, poor me for fucking Tom Brady, but still, it's not always the best situation to do. You got to know your limitations. Betting on yourself is a young man's game. Take it easy. Take the sure thing when you get over fucking 45. That's what I'm doing. So you guys are so what's the situation now? You guys are the first seed. Congratulations.
A lot of good things happened this last week.
Probably won't end up that way, right? Am I right in
I
that?
think
or
so.
no?
I think they win out.
We're in control of our own destiny, and guys are getting healthy other than Von Miller. So there's a good chance that we can win out, and all those divisional games are going to be at home now.
Yeah, and there's no more snow. Can you believe all that fucking snow's gone? I saw a picture of Buffalo the other day. It's gone.
Well, they have an army
don't know
of
why.
snowplows.
Gee, Steve, did you think the fucking snow wasn't gonna? Yeah, I don't know why, but it almost seemed like it was like, oh, this will be here for years. Like this is what Buffalo is now.
Yeah.
They do play the Bengals in week 17, so
that's
will
a tough
probably
one.
be the.
That'll probably be that'll be for home field, and Kansas City will probably be in the mix there too. It'll probably like the winner of that
City
team
could lose another game.
Who's Kansas City? Who do they have this week?
Kansas City has one of the easiest schedules remaining, but they could lose again. You never know.
Oh shit, they do have an easy schedule. They play the Broncos twice.
Oh,
the Raiders,
God.
Texans, and Seahawks.
Speaking of the Broncos,
but the Raiders always play them really tough. Derek Carr just seems to have like career games against them. So there's a chance. There's a chance in Denver. Probably, I mean, that defense is so good. It's just that offense is historically like the worst in modern football history. So that's a shame. I mean,
the other one, the Cowboys fucked us too. Cowboys took care of the over by themselves.
Yeah.
Going into the fourth quarter, thank God I was like, because I'm like, if the Chargers didn't lose, going into the fourth quarter, I've been like, oh shit, we have this. It's a 40-point game. And then the fucking fourth quarter, the wheels just fell off. The goddamn wheels. What a disaster. Mm-hmm. Jeff Saturday and those fucking Colts. I hope that happens when we play them. I hope they don't get their shit together. Give me a fucking break. That's New Year's Day, by the way. They're playing the Colts. Oh, but we never solved it. What jersey I'm thinking I'm going to get a Saquon Barkley jersey. Is that the safest bet?
I don't know.
Come on.
Eli Manning, man.
You're talking. I would go.
He has to connect with the guy, dude. I can't be like, this guy was awesome.
Steve, if you're gonna go with something where you want it to be an investment, how many more years do you think Saquon actually plays? Because he's done with his rookie contract. The shelf life of a running back is very short.
But like, look, even if he plays,
I would go Daniel Jones.
They sign him to 2 more years and you get him a couple years.
Dude,
listen to me. If he signs a couple more, as long as he re-signs and plays a couple more years, he's going to go down as one of the greatest running back. I see guys with Joe Morris jerseys, and I know what they mean. So everyone's going to know as a Giant fan. I don't want to buy him the jersey, and then February 18th, he's a fucking, a Carolina Panther. You know what I'm saying?
But
like,
he might be. You don't know that Barkley's
that's what I don't want to do. Who's
Daniel Jones?
Who are they going to re-sign?
Daboll's made it pretty clear that he likes Daniel Jones and he wants to develop him into the quarterback that he wants for his offense.
Well, he hasn't asked me yet because I'm not 100% clear.
Why don't you just ask him who he wants?
I would rather have a Saquon Barkley jersey, and I think
just
that's
ask him who's your favorite Giant right now, and then go get that jersey.
That's what it is, Saquon Barkley, but I don't want to buy it.
Why are we talking about it?
Well, it's like buying an Aaron Judge jersey yesterday at 5:00 Eastern Standard Time. It's probably not a fucking valued commodity, Brenton.
Yeah, but you could have gotten it on sale yesterday. Now it's going to be double the price.
Should have got that fucking Aaron Judge San Francisco Giants jersey. Now it's going to be worthless. All right. Well, we got that unfigured out, but that's okay. I'll deal with that myself.
Hey, Steve, what about a Beckham jersey?
Yeah,
I would love to.
He might choose the Giants again. He's back home right now, weighing his options, thinking it over.
His options. You know why he's back home? Because nobody wants to sign him, dude.
Exactly.
Because he's not going to be ready. That thing's not done.
The Cowboys had a doctor look at him, and they were like, your knee is still fucked, young man. So I wouldn't take a chance on him. Because he wants multiple years. I wouldn't give him multiple years. I would say, if you can come back for the playoffs, we'll give you like league minimum plus some incentives if we win the Super Bowl, but you're not getting 3 years from us.
3 years. No,
That's what he wants.
that's not going to work. That's not going to work, dude.
But I mean, what a career he's made out of just catching one incredible pass and then literally not doing much else.
Who's going to give a guy 3 years with a knee that looks like paper? You know, like he's a 1-year rental. He's got to know that now, dude.
Mhm.
You're fucking Clay Bellinger,
You're
Cody
Deshaun
Bellinger.
Jackson.
1 year until you prove you do something else, and then we'll move it on. You're like, give me health for like an extended period of time.
Yeah. I mean, Deshaun Jackson is the best example. The 1-year rental, and he just goes out there and runs straight down the field and pulls the defense away and opens stuff up. That's all Odell Beckham is. He's just a distraction to get the ball to who you actually want to throw the ball to.
Dude, how crazy is Tyreek Hill can just open up the top of any defense? Even San Francisco, as good as they played, they still left just like fucking, you got to find a spot. He ran right to it. Tua finally fucking threw it up there. I mean, still they can still stay pretty close with that weapon. That guy is insane.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I'm like, how is no one talking about him for MVP?
Because it's a quarterback award.
It's dumb. All right, let's get to some picks for this week, by the way. Oh, speaking of, I'm going to be in Chicago this week. There's no Bears game, so everyone in Chicago, please come to my shows at Zany's. I talked to the pizza guy. We're
Professor
in fucking
Pizza.
Oh,
Yeah, he
Professor
texted
Pizza
me
night.
Yesterday. He's pumped.
Very excited to get some goods in my mouth.
Yeah, you got to let us know what he makes you. I'm sure
he
it's
asked
going to
me
be
what I like and what I don't like. Yeah.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that. Tickets, steverenazizi.com. Please. Rosemont, downtown, come get some. Yeah, but I'll be watching the Sunday games at there's a Bill Murray's like sports bar in the basement of. Did you stay at the Crown at the next to the? Yeah, did you go to that Bill Murray's downstairs? Is that Bill Murray's right there? I'm gonna go watch the games there because they said one time he showed up. I was there like 3 years ago, and they're like, one time Bill Murray showed up. So I'm like, what? If I'm gonna go to a place to watch the fucking game, I might as well be in the same hotel. And then also, who knows if Bill Murray shows up, could be the greatest fucking day of our lives.
Well, what's he shooting right now? Because if he's on set,
who knows what he? I don't even know if he knows what he's shooting.
Probably
I think
not.
someone was trying to cancel him a couple weeks ago. I thought.
Yeah.
Right? He might be laying low. This might be the perfect opportunity. All right. Let's get to some picks. Pull them up.
Okay, I got it ready.
We'll compare our two fucking situations. All right. I had some this wasn't as clear to me this week. I had some games I was like,
No,
this feels like a trap.
There's one that I'm on, and I put my whole heart into it, and that is Tampa Bay going to San Francisco.
Oh, I had that one too.
Is the best week to bet against Brady. You saw how quickly he had to get rid of the ball against the Saints. Now you're going to do that with Bosa coming at you?
Yeah.
No, thank you. No.
And no offensive line?
No offensive line. Wirth is done for at least 4 weeks. So
give Purdy a fucking week of practice and just
he doesn't have to do anything. They can just run the ball. I mean, they got Mason, they got TDP behind McCaffrey. They'll just run the ball, grind the clock. But I mean, Tampa Bay looked bad for 3.5 quarters of that game on offense, other than the opening drive that ended in a field goal. But you're not gonna be able to move the ball on San Francisco. So give me the 49ers. Right now I got it at 3.5, but I can buy us off the hook and make it 3, but I don't think that's necessary. I think that's a touchdown game.
This one feels trappy to me, but someone explain to me. Can someone tell me why the Vikings are a 2.5 point dog? I mean, sorry, they're a favorite. My bad. I'm flipping them around here. Only a 2.5. I figured because is that
no?
road?
I have it on BetDSI. I have them as a dog. The Lions are 2.5. That is because look at what Detroit's done the last month. They're playing really good football, especially at home. That game's in Detroit. Jared Goff at home, is like double his numbers for when he's on the road. Detroit just got Jamison Williams. They didn't use him last week, but maybe another week of practice and recovery, and maybe he becomes a weapon that scores a touchdown this week. They're just playing really good football. The defense has gotten better every week. They were like a joke against the run. Now no one's running the ball on them. So I get it. I don't think it's a trap. It's a division rival, and the Lions know, like, we're in the hunt. We win this game against Minnesota, we have a very good chance of making the playoffs.
I feel the same way about the Ravens and the Steelers. I feel because the Steelers are 2.5-point favorite, and it's Lamar is obviously not going to play, and they barely squeak one out against. But I feel like you give Huntley a week of practice. He's again, he's not that different schematically, like that fucking word I just threw down your throat. Than Lamar.
Yeah, but TJ
So it's
Watt
like-
coming back has made that defense the defense that Pittsburgh wanted it to be. And then I don't know if you watched the Steelers game this last week, but
No, they played well.
Najee Harris looks like Najee Harris from last year again. Like, he was stiff arming dudes onto the ground like crazy.
He was violent.
He was getting 5 yards a carry easily. Like, he looks like himself now. That offense is coming together. Pickett, another week of practice for him, more experience for him. He's got some wins under his belt. He's got some confidence. So, I mean, I think the Ravens have been, even with Lamar, the last few weeks, like, their offense has been terrible. He had stinkers against Carolina, Denver for most of that game. They've regressed terribly, whereas the Steelers have gotten better and better. I mean, Steelers are not a good team, but they're like a very average team that can play good because they have a great coach.
All right, so we've gone over a couple games. So is that the one you want? You want the Niners?
Give me the Niners. Can't wait to see Brady lose.
And on the money line, correct?
No, I'll take the 3.5 points, even with the hook.
I got a 3.
Well, that's a much better line. I mean, I could buy down to 3, but it would cost us.
Here's who I like. I like the New England Patriots on the road Monday night in Arizona. It's a shit game. I'm not going to watch it. I don't really care about it, the results, except for I think the Cardinals suck. The Cardinals at home suck even more. They're 1-8, I think, their last. And Bill Belichick does not like getting embarrassed on national television.
Well, this is also win or you're done. Your season's over. So this is a must win for the Patriots. So they are going to be very motivated.
So with that reasoning, I like that game, but I can be vetoed, obviously.
No, I like that.
All right, let me see what that does.
Is this crazy?
Right.
I also like the Giants. 7-point dogs. They need
to cover the 7 points.
Game. Yeah, they need this game.
I don't know. The Giants have played well, and I'm sure they'll play Philadelphia tough for at least a chunk of the game. But Jalen Hurts is the MVP of the league right now. That guy cannot be stopped.
You like the Giants with the points, or you like the Giants to win?
I'm debating 2 games. I like the Giants with the points. I don't like the Giants to win.
Yeah, I know.
I don't like.
You can't.
I don't like that.
And that's why that's like fucking my sister. It's like I don't want to take the Giants with the points. We're gonna lose, and then if we don't,
I'd rather leverage for Steve and take.
I think we got away with one last weekend, Lucas. I don't think we should go to that well twice. I'm just saying. I think last week was the one to get.
I mean,
this week feels like a.
Tennessee,
I think AJ Brown's gonna have 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, Tennessee plays teams tough. They slow the game down. They could not stop the Eagles at all. They just dominated that game.
More. I mean, that number 37 on the Giants. What the
did you see? Did you see? By the way, AJ Brown. This is probably the only time this has ever happened in history. He catches a 41-yard touchdown pass. They call it a touchdown on the field. They review it. He had stepped out of bounds, so it was incomplete. The very next play, 41-yard touchdown pass, AJ Brown.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's ever happened before.
He did so well, they fired the GM that traded him the next day.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I would not bet against the Eagles probably for the next few weeks. Unless something significant happens to Jalen Hurts, I would not bet against the Eagles right now.
Well, the other game I'm looking at is Tennessee over Jacksonville.
So you like a bounce back. Trevor Lawrence is hurt, but probably will play because he came back into that Lions game. I don't know if you saw that,
That was
hit.
insane.
I thought he was done for the year. That looked like a
His fucking
season-ending
ankle snapped off.
Yeah. So you got one team reeling, another team that has to win to stay at top of the division. That's a much safer pick, I think, than taking the Giants even at home against the Eagles. I would sign off on Tennessee.
You with the
All
points?
right, give me
or
the
on the money
Giants.
line?
No, I didn't. No, give me. What do you guys think? I have
Although
3.5.
I don't even, I'm scrolling on
I got 4.
BetDSI and it's not even, the game's not even listed on here.
Oh,
The
really?
Giants are minus. I mean, the Titans are -4 on DraftKings.
Oh shit, that sounds like
Yeah,
a
this
trap.
isn't. What the hell?
-200 on the money line.
It's not even on here.
You guys want to do money line? Because
Money line,
-4.
money
That's,
lines. Yeah, it's that hook. Either buy down to 3 or take them on the money
Yeah.
line. But
Money
it's not-
line it is. I don't know how to buy down.
Mhm.
Bam. That's 3 so far.
I'm for the rest of the year, I'm not betting for or against the Raiders. I'm done losing money to them. Even though they'll probably handle the Rams.
What about that Browns Bengals game? I mean, everything wants me to take the Bengals, but like Deshaun Watson had the shittiest game, like the quietest, shittiest game one ever. I feel like there's got to be a week that he pops off.
You would
Division
think, but he
rival.
hasn't played in 2 years.
Yeah,
True.
700
I mean,
days off.
what if he doesn't get it back?
Oh my
He'll
God.
he'll get it. He'll get it back. At least some of it. He's not going to look that bad every week.
What if the massages were the key to his greatness?
Could be
He's
that.
still getting massages. It's just he's getting them from dudes now.
Yeah, these guys just get a gay dude that loves to jerk you off, and you know that's it. They love it. They're not going to complain. I got 3 gay friends in LA. They make their living massaging people and jerking them off, and they love it. They love every minute of their lives. It's fine. Just got to be comfortable, dude. Just open up your fucking mind.
But that's a trap game, Lucas.
Stay away from it. So we just want these 3.
Yeah.
We're going to keep it low today. I like that.
Unless you want to take Kansas City on the money line.
Well, hold on. Kansas City on the money line.
And you don't have to include this, but I have a feeling that Carolina not only covers the spread against Seattle, but they win that game. I don't think Kenneth Walker's going to play. Seattle is a run first team, and literally all their running backs are injured. Carolina loves playing for that coach, and
We could take the Texans on the money line. That's plus 850. We could get a real banger there. They're a 16-point dog to the fucking Cowboys on DraftKings.
take the under on that.
We fucked up last week, dude.
You always take statistically, you're going to hit more often than you don't when it's that big of a spread. Double-digit spread, take the under. One team jumps.
That's
to a
what I
big
did
lead
last
and
week, dipshit.
I know, but that was because the defense kept forcing turnovers and they got a touchdown. Like it was fluky. That's not always going to happen.
Oh my God. You really want me
Take
to
the
do
under.
this?
Yes, take the under.
Oh, wow.
It hits like 75% of the time or more.
When they
It's
put
like
and they're home again,
77% of the
Dallas.
time. 9-point spread or greater, 77% of the time. It's under.
You don't think Jerry's going to want 60 this week?
No.
All right. Let's see what this does. So $50. $50 for, we got the San Francisco 49ers on the spread -3. The New England Patriots over the Cardinals on the money line. The Tennessee Titans over the Jacksonville Jaguars on the money line. And we got the under of 46 in the Houston, Texas, Dallas Cowboys. Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. $50 on a plus 831 bet will net us $465.97.
Okay.
Boom!
Not as exciting as last week, but still pretty solid.
Well, maybe we can get a fucking win this time, dude.
I like these
fucking win.
I like these picks. These are good picks.
I like it too. Um, Beautiful. It's locked. It's loaded. We're in. I'll send it out to you after. Read him and weep. Um, what else? There's a couple of you guys. You plug some dates or something, and then I got to look at my notes here. Go ahead.
I got January 26th through 29th in Baltimore, and then I'll be in the store on this Saturday in the OR for a show.
Fuck yeah. Oh, you doing Magoobies in Baltimore?
Magoobies.
Hell yes. I love that place.
Adam.
All right. What about you, Brent? You got anything going on?
I'm doing a toy drive show tonight, but this episode probably won't be out till tomorrow. So you missed me.
Are you dressing up as an elf or are you doing comedy?
I'm doing comedy, but people will think I'm an elf.
Oh, RIP to Kirstie Alley, guys.
Yeah.
That sucked. Did you guys see that? She's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I know. I don't know if I just broke that news to you, but she's dead.
No, the way you broke it. Oh, that sucks.
Like, look, if you don't know by now, dude, you don't really
Whoops.
care. And so it's, if I'm breaking this to you and you're like, what? There's
No,
some
I'm not
family
saying-
members
I'm not
that are
saying-
like, my Aunt Kirsty's
That's
dead.
not what I'm saying. I'm saying the way that you said it was zero passion. Oh, that sucks.
I should have been looking at a note that I had written down at the same time as
she's dead, huh?
I had RIP
All right.
Kirstie Alley, and then another note that I was starting to read,
What
but I
else?
read the RIP Kirstie Alley. Look, she was, by the way, Kirstie Alley, pound for pound smoke show. Funny and smoke show, not necessarily the same thing always. And so she fucking killed it. Even when she was a bit heavier, she's still, I'd give her a shot at the title. She was fucking hot. So she was, Cheers was like perfect for her. She was like, I don't give a fuck about who you guys just replaced. Shelley Long gives a shit. I'm going to come in and do my own thing. Wins an Emmy, takes off after that. Granted, she was probably a fucking nightmare to live with. You got the Scientology thing in number one. Then she's very probably opinionated. And, you got to listen to a lot of fucking yammering on about her thoughts and but other than that, awesome life. Colon cancer.
People should hire you to do their eulogies.
I do pretty well if I know about them.
This person, good Lord, a nightmare. But
No, think about
cool.
it, dude. You think Kirstie Alley was fucking easy to live with? You
I
think
don't
that
think
there
most people are not easy to live with.
who'd she had? She was married to what was the guy's name? He was an actor. Hunter Forrest, something like that. Anyway, they broke up. She didn't have what was his name?
Hunter Forrest.
Hunter Forrest. There's something weird like that. But
Yeah.
they broke everybody. None of these like last forever. She's got to be a nightmare, dude. Has to be a nightmare.
They were married for a while though. It was Parker Stevenson. That's it.
Parker Stevenson. They broke up because these people are fucking lunatics. It doesn't last. You can't have, especially a famous woman in your life. What are you, nuts? Are you crazy? You think certain people we know, certain female comedians who are very successful and single, you think it's because they're crazy people. They're lunatics, dude. You don't think on paper certain friends of ours that we all know, I'm not going to name names, but you know them. Picture the people I'm talking about. The female successful comedians who are single. On paper, how many of our friends would go, hey, I got a girl. She's really good looking. She's incredibly wealthy. She has her own shit. Do you want to be with her? Every one of them line up alone because they're crazy, dude. Now, I'm not saying guys aren't crazy too, but usually nobody it just goes with a guy, even though he's crazy for their own physical sort of. That's how hot Kirstie Alley was. That's how hot she was and successful and talented. That people were willing to deal with her fucking absolute bonkers, crazy bullshit. And that's a beautiful thing. We need people like that. They're doing the fucking Lord's work. So, RIP Kirstie Alley. And you'll be missed. Gone, but not forgotten. Look who's talking too. Look who's talking again.
Look who's not talking.
Look who's not done talking. That's why they named the movie Look Who's Talking, because they were like, look who's talking again. Jesus, does she ever shut the fuck up? Does she ever come up for breath? You're never going to be able to look at a single female comedian and wonder why they're lonely again. You're going to know exactly why, Brenton. And you may think I'm wrong about this, but you know in your heart I'm right. What else? Anything else we missed? Any other pop culture stuff?
The World
The
Cup
Met-
action.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the World Cup.
Are you watching, Steve?
I watched America lose. Well, I watched America win. Pulisic put it in the back of the net like fucking. He had to. That was like a moment where you're like, I gotta fucking put this thing in. People need this. Otherwise, we can't have another disgrace go out. And so he wills them. That was a great effort. And then we just got outmatched. The other team was fucking the Netherlands. It's like their passing was ridiculous.
Well, they're a machine.
Every time we
we're
made a
not there
mistake,
yet.
they just fucking capitalized on it. Had opportunities too, but they're young. But yeah,
There's a good match next. Coming up. What's today? The 7th. So in 3 days, you got England and France.
England and France. Is that the
that should be-
quarterfinals now?
The semifinals, I believe.
Semifinals, yeah. We tied with England.
Yeah, but that'll be a great match. And then if you haven't watched Brazil play yet, you should watch Brazil play at least once.
Yeah, I know. They're really good. And Portugal scored 5 goals yesterday, and I don't even think Ronaldo, did he play?
I don't know if he played. He definitely didn't start. Him and his coach had a falling out.
Oh my God,
But
dude.
they
Real.
clearly, I mean, in the knockout round, that tells you how good that team is. In the knockout round,
Yeah.
you take the best player in the world and sit him.
We
and you still win.
problemo. We problemos. Very problems. Yeah, my bet to win the whole fucking thing is Brazil. And I'm sticking to it.
Safe bet.
Although Morocco beating who'd they beat yesterday? They beat a big fucking team. Portugal?
No, Portugal won.
Who did Morocco beat?
Spain.
Some fucking Spain. España.
Mhm.
That was tough on penalty kicks, dude. I like that goalie's fucking style. He doesn't wait to see what you're going to do. He fucking jukes side to side to make the kicker think, oh shit, he's going to the right. I like that. That's what I'm doing. If I was a goalie, I'd be fucking sliding all over the place. You don't know which way I'm going to go. And I'd probably just stand there sometimes because that's where they're going, right down the middle. I watch these penalty kicks go right down the middle. These guys fucking jump left or right. Shoot it right back where they were. That's our soccer section. I can't anymore. That's all I have on soccer. I don't know what we're,
It's it's really fun. I enjoy it, but waking up at 6 a.m. to watch soccer is tough.
No, what are you waking up for, dude? Don't wake up. Just watch it when it's on. Like, who cares? Just watch it. It's on like every single fucking. They just replay these matches left and right. It's the most popular thing in the world.
In 4 years when it's here.
Yeah, I think there are going to be matches. Are there any in LA?
Yeah, we're gonna have LA matches, and then what is it? Mexico City, and where in Canada? Somewhere in Canada.
I think there's some out here too on the East Coast, Philly or New York or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I got to make sure I don't go. I'm definitely not going, guys. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, we should talk about. We're going into the last week of the fantasy season for the listener
Are you
league.
kidding me?
And I thought you would
kicking
want to talk
fucking
about
ass.
this, Steve. But I got to ask
Go
you a
ahead.
question. The name of your team was changed, and I see that JoJo is now. Are you being managed by someone else?
No.
At the moment?
No. This
is it?
motherfucker
This is
is my
JoJo.
son. JoJo is my son.
I know that JoJo's your son. Is he managing your team and making all the decisions while
He's
you
not
collect the
managing my
checks?
team. No, he's not. I'm managing his motherfucking team. I had to switch everything over so that I could create an account for him. I fucked up along the way. I edited instead of my team name, I edited the information that like my Yahoo account's under.
Okay, that
So
makes
now
sense.
this kid, I'm 10-3, dude. Don't fuck with me.
You're 10 and
what I
3.
do.
You're a soft 10-3 though. You are
You
currently
big fat pussy.
1, 2, 3, 4. You are 5th in total points.
Yeah,
you're
number one,
you're
number one in your
soft-
hearts, number one in the ranks in the
You're
division out of a
soft 10-3 with
12-man
Tua as
league.
your quarterback.
Sorry, person, Cena.
You
Person,
got
12 person.
Tua as your quarterback, and if he goes down, you've got Russell Wilson, who still has more toilets than touchdowns.
And
So,
don't you worry about it.
do you know that Jamal Williams, as an individual, has more rushing touchdowns than Denver has total touchdowns on the year?
Wait a minute. How's that possible?
Jamal Williams has,
Yeah.
I think, 12 or 13 touchdowns, and I don't think
And
Denver
Denver
scored.
only has 13 touchdowns for the whole football
That's
season.
how bad their offense is.
Oh, wait, for the whole season,
For the
they've
whole
scored
season, yes.
on offense.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh my God. This is historically, like, I put every egg in the Russell Wilson basket.
And
What
that
the
was not a good
fuck?
call. They had 12 total touchdowns this season. You would have to go back. Let's see.
Dude, I'd feel bad if it was a hot take, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not. This is
Everyone
a
else
fact.
thought it was.
This is a fact that they have 12 touchdowns in 13 games.
So wait. So I have a question. What do you want to? So is that what you wanted to bring up?
No. I just wanted to point out that you're in first place currently.
Yep,
If I win,
100%.
I take the last playoff spot. If I lose and Lucas wins, he takes the last playoff spot. So yeah, it's been a good season so far. Congrats to everybody who is currently in, and Steve, who had the best schedule apparently to be fifth in points and first in standings.
Oh my God.
Doesn't happen too often.
Way to belittle me.
Yeah.
In front of all my fans and listeners.
I mean, props to CDC guidelines. He has 1,753 points. He has 152 more points than you do, and he's only a game behind you. So props to him. He's had a hell of a year.
And to me, who's in first place. So talk all the shit you want, Brenton. Talk all the shit you want. But I went from last place to first place. And that's how you do it.
Yeah.
You do the work, you put the fucking effort in. And
yeah, to your credit, you actually did this year. You didn't give up after week 3, which in years past you kind of just phone it in.
No, it's my refound love because my sons are into it now, and we're doing it a lot more. So, look, I just had to put a little effort in. That's all.
Tua's playoff schedule. I would not feel too great about that.
Well, you can eat my ass. How about that? How about I'm going to change my team name to Brent Eats My Ass?
Well, I think there's already a team name that is that.
Good. Anything else, fellas? I think we got enough going on. Lucas, what's happening? What are you watching behind you? Oh, Raphael Warnock. Is that what it is? I can't believe Herschel Walker lost, guys. This is tough for everybody. He's gonna have to go back to just being good old Herschel Walker again. I mean, I watched Obama's last speech when he was like, since I was here last time, he claimed that we played basketball and then he beat me, and then literally turned around the next day and said he's never met me before. That's unbelievable. This is beautiful stuff. So
he also quoted his werewolf rant.
The werewolf stuff. Werewolf. I mean, it's almost a crime that we're not letting him in the fucking. I mean, think about some of his filibusters. If you had a filibuster, just be like, hey, and he'd be like, what's a filibuster? Like, don't worry about it, dude. Just go up on the stand, the podium where the microphone is, and just tell us everything you know about werewolves and what you think about them. Go. And then 8 hours later, you come back, he's still talking about werewolves.
Just line for line, read every Twilight script until we tell you to stop.
Done. Oh, read? Well, hold on. That might be a problem, but I can make shit up.
Reenact.
I think the words say.
Reenact all 7 movies.
So congratulations to JB Smoove, a.k.a. Raphael Warnock, for winning the Senate race in Georgia. These Georgia, I mean, they really are like prima donnas. They're like, all right, everyone else is finished. Now we'll decide. It's like, you guys got to figure this. This is 2 times in a row we've done this fucking, let's see what Georgia's going to do. How important do you think you are, Georgia? Not that important. So wrap your shit up when everybody else wraps their shit up, please. All right, that's it. I'm done. Please come to the shows at Rosemont and Chicago downtown this weekend. Julia Jelinas is going to be with me, and we're going to have a great time. The pizza professor is going to make me fucking pizza. I'll let you guys know how that is next week. Looking
Professor
forward to
Pizza.
it. Professor, did I say Pizza Professor?
Yeah, Professor Pizza.
The Professor and one mixtape.
I'm telling you,
I'm looking
Steve, you're
forward to
you're
eating.
gonna you're gonna reach out to us
I
and
can't
say,
wait.
I've had a lot of great pizza in my life. I've never had pizza like that.
I have had a lot of great pizza, and I can't wait to have more. That's the podcast for this week. Go win some money with us. Rate, subscribe, tell somebody else you know about it, and you have a good time with it. And we'll see you guys next week.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Thank you very much for joining me. How you been? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Steve Renazizi.